Welcome to YouTube channel Bookwise with Vishal. Today we're diving into, well, a true epic, J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings.
We are, and our focus isn't just retelling the story. We want to really pull out the key narrative moments, those surprising moral insights, and the deeper themes running through the whole trilogy.
Right. The idea is to give you, the listener, a kind of shortcut, a way to get a solid grasp on the core structure and, the real meaning behind this massive work.
It's a huge undertaking, but we're aiming to make it accessible. We want to show how these three distinct story threads, Frodo's personal quest, the big external war, and that sort of philosophical journey back to peace, all weave together.
Exactly. Three narratives, one defining story.
So we'll follow the journey as it unfolds. We'll start with how the quest gets going, kind of unexpectedly, in the Shire. Then look at the Fellowship splitting up as war breaks out. And finally, those concluding acts of sacrifice and, well, restoration.
And after tracing the story, we'll step back and really unpack the moral philosophy holding it all together.
Sounds like a plan. Let's start at the beginning then. Section 1, the Fellowship.
Okay, so you have to picture the Shire first. It's this peaceful, almost deliberately uneventful place. Green hills, hobbit holes.
Pastoral, very English countryside almost. Tucked away, intentionally separate from the big world events.
Which makes the arrival of world-altering evil feel even more, well, shocking.
It really does. And it starts small, doesn't it? With Bilbo Baggins, his 11th birthday party.
The big 111.
Right. And he's seen as eccentric, disappears sometimes. But crucially, he's got this curious golden ring he picked up years ago from Gollum.
And the book hints, subtly at first, that this ring isn't just a toy for invisibility. There's a darkness to it.
Exactly. The way Bilbo clings to it, that internal struggle when Gandalf makes him leave it for Frodo. You see the ring's possessiveness already working. It's not just an object.
It's painful to watch him try to let go. That scene really shows the ring's power before we even know what it is.
And Gandalf's role there is absolutely critical. His insistence, quiet but firm, forces Bilbo to make that choice against selfishness.
Imagine if he hadn't, if Bilbo had kept it.
The whole story changes. Sauron wins, probably. So that first act of relinquishing power is foundational.
Then years go by. Gandalf disappears doing his research.
Yes, and this is important. He doesn't just guess. Tolkien makes it clear Gandalf undertakes serious, long-term investigation.
Like a detective, almost.
Very much so. Decades studying old scrolls, piecing together history, and crucially, tracking down and interrogating Gollum. A harrowing process, apparently.
All to confirm this little trinket Bilbo found is actually the One Ring, Sauron's lost weapon.
And the proof comes when he throws it in the fire, right?
Yeah. Frodo's fire.
Yeah.
Suddenly there's that inscription, glowing.
One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them.
Chilling. It lays out the stakes immediately. It's not just about land. It's about total control, binding everything in darkness.
And that nature dictates the solution. It can't be unmade easily. It has to go back to where it was forged.
Mount Doom. In the heart of Mordor, the enemy's land.
The most dangerous place in Middle-earth. And Frodo, this unassuming hobbit, steps up. He understands, maybe not fully yet, that this needs stealth, sacrifice, not, armies.
And just like that, the peace is shattered. The Nazgul appear.
The Black Riders, terrifying. Sauron's chief servants and slave kings drawn by the ring. They add this immediate sense of relentless pursuit. The Shire isn't safe anymore.
But then, amidst this rising dread, Tolkien throws in Tom Bombadil.
Bombadil, always a point of discussion, isn't he? This ancient, enigmatic figure in the Old Forest.
Who is completely immune to the ring. He puts it on, laughs, makes it disappear, treats it like a joke.
Total casual indifference, as the text says. It has no power over him.
So the obvious question everyone asks, why doesn't he just take the ring to Mordor?
Right. It seems logical, but I think Tolkien put him there to make a specific point. Bombadil represents something ancient, natural, almost outside the moral struggle the ring embodies.
Like nature itself. Uncorrupted, but also unconcerned with the wider war.
Exactly. His power is immense but strictly localized to his own domain. He can't engage in this historical battle of wills because he exists outside that system of domination and temptation. The ring is about power over others. Bombadil isn't interested in that.
So the fight has to be won by those who are vulnerable. Makes sense.
It forces the burden onto those who can be tempted, who have to make moral choices. After Bombadil, they get swords from the Barrow Downs, ancient weapons meant to fight this kind of evil.
And finally reach Rivendell. the Council of Elrond.
This is the big meeting, the turning point. Leaders of elves, dwarves, men, all gathered, trying to figure out what to do with this impossible object.
It feels like a major political summit, but with incredibly high stakes.
And it's where the deeper spiritual dimension of the war becomes clear. Gandalf reveals Saruman's betrayal.
Saruman the White, head of his order, the wisest. Corrupted.
Not even by touching the ring initially, but by the desire for its power. He thought he could understand it, control it, maybe even use it against Sauron. The temptation of power itself.
Proving that even wisdom isn't enough protection against that desire to dominate.
It's a stark warning. And in this council of the great and powerful, Elrond, Glorfindel, Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, Gandalf, who steps forward.
Frodo, quietly. I will take the ring, he says, though I do not know the way.
It's astonishing, really. An act of pure humility and, frankly, terrifying courage. He barely understands the full weight yet.
And that single act forms the Fellowship. 9 companions.
9 walkers setting out against the 9 riders. The symbolism is clear. Unity across races, pooling strength against the darkness. Frodo, Sam, Merry, Pippin, Gandalf, Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, and Boromir.
But that unity is tested almost straight away. Caradhras, the mountain pass, defeats them.
Forcing them towards Moria, the old dwarf kingdom.
Which is itself a cautionary tale, isn't it? Ruined by delving too deep, too greedily for mithril.
Absolutely. It becomes this dark, underground labyrinth, and the dangers are immense. Orcs.
And then, the Balrog.
A demon of the ancient world. Shadow and flame. A terrifying foe. And it leads to one of the most iconic moments.
Gandalf at the bridge of Khazad-dûm.
His sacrifice. Standing against the Balrog, staff raised. You cannot pass.
Giving his life so the others can escape. It's the heart-wrenching pivot of the first part. The leader falls.
But the moral lessons keep coming. They reach Lothlorien, the elven realm of Galadriel and Celeborn.
The Golden Wood. A place of peace, but also testing.
Because Frodo, maybe desperate, offers the ring to Galadriel, a being of immense power. Surely she could use it for good.
And her reaction is profound. She's tempted. She sees the power she could wield.
A vision of herself, beautiful and terrible, a queen, a tyrant, and she rejects it. I will diminish and go into the west and remain Galadriel.
That choice, it defines everything. True strength isn't wielding power, it's renouncing it. Especially that kind of absolute power.
It crystallizes the whole moral axis of the story. Humility over dominion. That's the path. Galadriel passes the test.
But Boromir, he doesn't. Not long after, at Amon Hen, the falls.
Driven by fear for his people, for Gondor, he sees the ring as a weapon they desperately need. He tries to take it from Frodo.
The pressure is too much for him. He breaks.
He repents almost immediately and dies bravely defending Merry and Pippin from orcs. But the damage is done. His fall proves the ring's corruption works even on the noble, the well-intentioned.
It's a tragic moment, but it forces Frodo's hand.
He truly realizes, that the ring will poison anyone close to him. The Fellowship itself is a danger to the quest. He has to go alone.
But he doesn't quite manage that, does he?
No, because Samwise Gamgee refuses to be left behind. That moment, Sam's struggling through the water to get to Frodo's boat.
Pure loyalty. Fierce, unwavering friendship.
It's the counterpoint to the ring's power. So the Fellowship breaks. Frodo and Sam head east towards Mordor, and the story splits.
Okay, so the Fellowship is broken. This second part, it really broadens the scope, doesn't it? We're juggling multiple storylines now.
We are. You've got the huge external war escalating, and then this incredibly intense internal journey of Frodo and Sam.
Let's start with the 3 hunters. Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli. Their path seems clear at first.
Rescue Merry and Pippin. It's a quest driven by duty, by honor. They track the Uruk-hai relentlessly across Rohan.
The land of the Horse Lords. And there they find things aren't right. They meet Eomer.
And learn King Theoden is compromised, under the influence of Wormtongue, who is Saruman's agent.
It shows Saruman's methods again. Not just armies, but corruption from within. Poisoning counsel, weakening resolve.
A very insidious form of warfare. While this is happening, Merry and Pippin have their own unexpected detour.
They escape the orcs, thankfully, and end up in Fangorn Forest.
And meet Treebeard, one of Tolkien's most unique creations.
The Ents. These ancient, walking, talking trees, or tree herders. They embody deep time, patience, slowness.
A deliberate contrast to the frantic pace of the war. And they have their own grievance.
Saruman's orcs have been chopping down their forests, fueling his war machine.
This awakens their ancient anger. The Entmoot, their council, is incredibly slow but results in decisive action
They march on Isengard.
and utterly destroys Saruman's industrial stronghold, flooding it, tearing it down, its nature striking back against unchecked mechanization.
You can really feel Tolkien's own feelings about industrialization and its impact on the natural world there. It's not subtle.
No, it's a powerful thematic statement. Nature's deep power versus Saruman's destructive progress.
Meanwhile, back with Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, they get a surprise reunion.
Gandalf returns, but different. Gandalf the White.
He fought the Balrog, died, and was sent back, transformed, with, as the text says, greater authority.
It's a resurrection moment, the
Yeah.
spiritual midpoint of the whole epic. He's shed some of his old anxieties, perhaps. He seems more focused, more powerful.
And he immediately takes charge, rides to Edoras, confronts Wormtongue.
Breaks Saruman's hold over Theoden with a word. Restores the king's spirit. It's a moment of light, cutting through deception.
Which allows Rohan to finally ride out and face Saruman's army at Helm's Deep.
A brutal siege. The Uruk-hai, bred for war against the courage of the Rohirrim. Aragorn and Theoden's valor is key there. It's a hard-won victory, dependent on restored leadership and endurance.
After Helm's Deep, Gandalf goes to confront Saruman directly at Isengard, now ruined by the Ents.
He breaks Saruman's staff, casts him out of the order, definitively defeated, it seems. But then,
Wormtongue, out of pure spite, throws something down from the tower.
the Palantir, one of the Seeing Stones, ancient, powerful artifacts of communication.
And dangerous. Especially now.
And who picks it up? Or rather, who looks into it later?
Oh, Pippin. Curious Pippin. He just can't help himself.
He gazes into the stone, and Sauron sees him. But Sauron misinterprets what he sees.
He thinks Pippin might be the ring bearer, or at least someone important, being with Gandalf.
Exactly. It's a moment of accidental misdirection. Sauron's attention is drawn, maybe slightly away from the real threat, but it also forces Gandalf's hand.
He has to race Pippin off to Minas Tirith, the main city of Gondor, to protect him and warn them. It accelerates the whole timeline.
It shows how contingency, accident, foolish curiosity even can shape events just as much as grand strategy.
Okay, so that's the war in the West heating up. But what about Frodo and Sam? Their journey gets darker.
Much darker. They now have Gollum as their guide.
Who is complicated, both helpful and treacherous.
He's the living embodiment of what the ring does over centuries. You see the remnants of Sméagol, the person he was, versus the creature Gollum, consumed by the ring.
A walking warning sign for Frodo. Sam hates him, distrusts him completely.
Understandably. But Frodo pities him. He sees Gollum and understands, perhaps, what he could become if the ring fully masters him.
And that pity, that empathy is crucial, isn't it? Even if it seems dangerous at the time.
It's a profound moral choice to show mercy to the creature who represents his potential doom. It has consequences later.
Their journey is brutal. The dead marshes, the Black Gate looming, starvation, exhaustion, the sheer weight of the ring pressing down on Frodo.
Hope is fading, and then they get captured.
By Faramir's rangers in Ithilien, Boromir's brother.
And here we get another major moral test. Faramir learns about the ring, he knows what it is, he could take it.
Bring it back to Gondor, use it as a weapon, maybe achieve the victory his brother dreamed of.
But he doesn't. He resists the temptation. He understands the danger, the poison of it. He lets Frodo and Sam go.
It's such a powerful contrast to Boromir. It shows that nobility isn't just about lineage or bravery, it's about wisdom and moral strength, the strength to say no to power.
Faramir's restraint is a quiet echo of Galadriel's refusal. It reinforces that core theme. True greatness lies in rejecting domination.
But just when things seem slightly hopeful, Gollum makes his move.
His obsession wins out. He leads Frodo into a trap.
Cirith Ungol,
Oh.
Shelob's lair.
The giant spider. An ancient evil separating from Sauron. Primordial horror.
She stings Frodo, paralyzes him. He looks dead.
Sam is devastated. He thinks Frodo is dead. And in that moment of despair, he makes an incredible decision.
He takes the ring.
Yes, to continue the mission. He picks up the burden, believing his master is lost. The weight of the world, quite literally, falls onto Sam's shoulders.
But then the orcs find Frodo's body, and Sam overhears them. Frodo isn't dead, just captive.
And that's where the second part leaves us. Sam, alone, holding the ring outside a tower full of orcs, needing to rescue his master and somehow still destroy the ring. Talk about a cliffhanger.
Right, so the final act, everything comes to a head. Sam needs to rescue Frodo.
And he does. Infiltrates the tower of Cirith Ungol. Finds the orcs have conveniently fought and killed each other over Frodo's mithril coat.
Evil consuming itself again, a recurring motif.
Indeed. Sam gets Frodo out, but Frodo is shattered. Physically weak, spiritually drained by Shelob's venom and the ring's influence.
So now it's this desperate crawl towards Mount Doom, disguised as orcs, stumbling through the desolate land of Mordor.
Relying purely on Sam's resilience and their bond, it's an incredibly bleak part of the story.
While they're struggling, the focus shifts back west, to the Great War. Gandalf and Pippin are in Minas Tirith.
Gondor's capital city, ruled by the steward Denethor, Boromir, and Faramir's father.
And Denethor is not doing well. He's lost hope.
He's been using a Palantir, too, looking into it, seeing Sauron's overwhelming strength, grief over Boromir, maybe some envy of Aragorn. It's all feeding his despair.
He becomes paralyzed by it, unable to lead effectively. His story is a tragedy of pride and hopelessness.
It contrasts sharply with what happens next. The beacons are lit. Rohan answers the call.
The Ride of the Rohirrim, one of the most uplifting moments. Theoden, restored, leading his people to Gondor's aid.
And among them, hidden, is Éowyn, Theoden's niece, riding to war in defiance of orders, seeking purpose or perhaps death.
And Merry is riding with Theoden too. The hobbits are right in the thick of it now.
Meanwhile, Aragorn has to face his own destiny, to truly claim his kingship.
He takes the paths of the dead, a terrifying journey.
To summon the dead men of Dunharrow, spirits who broke an oath centuries ago. Aragorn, as Isildur's heir, holds the power to command them. He wields Andúril, the reforged sword.
It's a moment of immense, almost mythic power. He leads this spectral army.
They fulfill their oath, sweeping away Sauron's forces in southern Gondor, freeing up ships and men for Aragorn to bring to Minas Tirith's aid. It's Aragorn fully embracing his role, using the weight of history to shape the future.
Back in Minas Tirith, the battle on the Pelennor Fields is raging. It's chaos.
Denethor completely loses it, tries to burn himself, and the still unconscious Faramir alive, madness fueled by the Palantir's visions.
A terrible end. Contrasted with King Theoden, who leads a valiant charge, but is struck down by the Witch King of Angmar.
Theoden dies a hero's death, redeemed, fighting for his allies. A noble end.
And then comes that moment. The Witch King, Lord of the Nazgul, taunts his foes. No living man may hinder me.
And Éowyn, helmet cast aside, confronts him. But no living man am I. You look upon a woman.
Goosebumps every time.
It's incredible. And Merry, the hobbit, stabs the Witch King from behind with his barrow blade, a weapon specifically crafted to harm such creatures. This gives Éowyn her chance.
She drives her sword into the Witch King's face, destroys him. Prophecy twisted and broken.
It's a huge thematic point. The overlooked, the woman and the hobbit working together achieve what the great warriors couldn't. Courage and moral strength, not just physical might or status.
Aragorn arrives with reinforcements. The tide turns. Minas Tirith is saved. But what?
But the war isn't won. Sauron still has immense power in Mordor. They can't beat him with armies.
So Gandalf and Aragorn devise a final, desperate plan. A gamble.
A distraction. They gather what's left of the army of the West, a tiny force, and march on the Black Gate of Mordor itself.
It looks like suicide. They know they can't win.
It's not meant to win. It's meant to draw Sauron's eye, his attention, away from his own land, to make him think the final threat is at his doorstep.
A sacrifice, basically. To buy Frodo and Sam time.
Exactly. It's an act of profound faith and strategic sacrifice. While they stand defiant at the gate, Frodo and Sam are nearing the end of their own journey.
Mount Doom. They're exhausted, barely moving. The landscape itself seems hostile.
Sam's role becomes absolutely central here. He literally carries Frodo for part of the way.
He reminds Frodo of the Shire, of good things, light, water, fighting back the overwhelming despair.
Sam embodies hope and loyalty when Frodo has nothing left. He carries the spirit of the quest, even when he doesn't carry the ring.
They reach the cracks of Doom, the Sammath Nar, the place where the ring can be unmade.
And here, the climax. Frodo stands at the edge, looks down at the fire.
And fails.
He fails. After everything, the ring's power is too great. He puts it on his finger. The ring is mine, he declares.
Sauron instantly becomes aware of him. The Nazgul wheel towards Mount Doom. All seems lost. It's devastated.
It's Tolkien deliberately subverting the heroic trope. The hero can't overcome this ultimate evil through willpower alone. But then Gollum attacks, driven mad by the sight of his precious on Frodo's hand. He bites Frodo's finger off, reclaiming the ring.
And in his ecstasy, his triumph, he loses his balance.
He falls into the cracks of doom, taking the ring with him.
The ring is destroyed. Sauron's power vanishes. His tower collapses.
Evil undoes itself. Gollum, the creature Frodo pitied and spared multiple times, becomes the instrument of salvation. Frodo's earlier mercy is the key.
Not strength, not willpower, but grace. Unearned deliverance stemming from a past act of compassion.
That's Tolkien's concept of eucatastrophe, the sudden, joyous turn, often arising unexpectedly from seeming disaster, fueled by grace.
The mission is done. The Eagles rescue Frodo and Sam. The war is over.
And the Fourth Age, the Age of Men, begins. Aragorn is crowned King Elisar. He marries Arwen.
Arwen chooses mortality, to live and die with Aragorn. A choice echoing Galadriel's embracing limits, finding fulfillment within them rather than chasing endlessness.
It's a beautiful counterpoint to the ring's false promise of eternal power, but the story isn't quite over when they leave Gondor.
No, there's the scouring of the Shire. They return home to find it. Industrialized, polluted, ruled by Sharky, who turns out to be Saruman.
This often feels like an epilogue, but Tolkien insisted it was crucial. The hobbits have to use what they learned, courage, leadership, to clean up their own home.
It shows that defeating the big evil doesn't mean the small evils disappear. You still have to fight for your home, protect the good things. It's a very personal, almost political statement from Tolkien.
A protest against petty tyranny and the destruction of the things he loved. They succeed, they restore the Shire, but there's a cost.
Frodo. He's wounded too deeply. The ring-bearer carries scars the world can't heal.
The Morgul blade wound, the spider venom, but mostly the spiritual weight of carrying the ring for so long. He doesn't find peace in the Shire he saved.
So in the end, he has to leave. He sails into the west to the Undying Lands.
To Valinor, with Gandalf, Bilbo, Galadriel, seeking healing, not immortality in the Elvish sense, but peace, a kind of release.
It's a melancholic ending for the main hero.
It is. But the final focus shifts to Sam. He returns home, marries Rosie, have children, finishes writing the Red Book.
He uses Galadriel's gift of Earth to replant the Shire, symbolizing healing and renewal. His final words in the book, "Well, I'm back."
Simple, grounded, affirming that the purpose of all the epic struggle, all the sacrifice, was to protect the ordinary, the good, the everyday life, the garden, the family, the home.
Okay, let's try and pull together some of the big themes running through this whole massive story. The ring itself has to be central.
Absolutely. It's not just a magic item. It embodies the will to dominate. Its power is the power to control others, and that desire is inherently corrupting.
Even if you think you're using it for good,
Hmm.
like Boromir or potentially Galadriel or Gandalf if they'd taken it.
Exactly. So its destruction isn't just getting rid of a weapon. It's a symbolic act of renouncing that will to power, choosing humility, choosing limitation.
And tied into that is the idea of grace, which you mentioned, Frodo's failure at the end.
It's so important. Classic heroes usually win through strength or virtue. Frodo technically fails to destroy the ring by his own will. He's saved by Gollum's intervention.
An intervention made possible only because Frodo showed Gollum mercy earlier, multiple times.
Right. So salvation comes not from Frodo's final act of strength, but as a consequence of his earlier acts of pity and compassion. It's unearned redemption in that final moment, but it was earned in a way by his prior moral choices.
That really shifts the focus from battlefield heroism to moral heroism, doesn't it?
Completely. It suggests that the most impactful actions might be those small moments of kindness or restraint, not the dramatic confrontations. It asks you, the listener, what truly saves the world. The sword, the spell, or the hand that stays its stroke.
Another clear theme is unity, the fellowship itself.
Bringing together elves, dwarves, men, hobbits, overcoming ancient prejudices and distrust. Think of Legolas and Gimli's friendship developing.
It's a powerful image against Sauron's enforced monolithic unity of fear and control. True strength comes from diverse peoples working together willingly.
Respecting difference, finding common ground against a common enemy.
Then there's the whole theme of time, mortality, and the fading of magic.
Yeah, the elves are leaving Middle-earth. Their time is ending. The Third Age concludes, and the Fourth Age, the dominion of men, begins. Magic recedes, history begins.
And Arwen's choice to become mortal fits right into this.
It does. It frames mortality not as a curse, but as a gift, perhaps. A chance for meaning and fulfillment within limits, which the seemingly endless, weary immortality of the elves might lack. Acceptance of the natural cycle.
And how does Tolkien define heroism in the end? It's clearly not just about fighting.
No. While there's plenty of battlefield courage, the highest forms of heroism in the books are often endurance, loyalty, compassion, and resisting despair.
Like Sam carrying Frodo. That's maybe the peak image of heroism in the entire story.
I'd agree. Or Aragorn accepting the burden of kingship, serving his people. Or Faramir choosing restraint over power. It's often quiet internal strength.
And it champions the small, the seemingly insignificant. Even the smallest person can change the course of the future.
That democratic vision is central. Power lies not just with the great, but with the choices of ordinary individuals acting with courage and loyalty.
So the ending has this mix. Victory, but also sadness. A sense of loss.
Definitely. The end of an age is inherently melancholic. Things are saved, but things are also lost forever. The world is perhaps diminished, less magical.
But saved through sacrifice, not conquest.
And saved ultimately to protect the simple things. Sam coming home to his garden, that's the final point. The goal of all the heroism and suffering was to preserve the possibility of ordinary, peaceful life. Hashtag outro.
So to wrap this up for you, the listener, Tolkien's epic is this vast, intricate world. But at its heart, it's a story where moral choices consistently outweigh sheer power. Mercy, humility, friendship, loyalty. These are the forces that ultimately prevail.
It argues that evil, the will to dominate, contains the seeds of its own destruction, and that true victory isn't about conquering others, but about preserving the simple goodness of life.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Think about Frodo. He saves the world, but he's too wounded by the experience to live peacefully in it afterwards. He has to leave for the Grey Havens.
Does that suggest something profound about the nature of sacrifice? That sometimes the cost of saving something is so high that the sager can no longer belong to the world they've preserved? That some wounds incurred for the greater good can't actually be healed within the confines of that good? Something to ponder.
A powerful question. Thank you for joining us for this exploration of The Lord of the Rings.
Please like, share, and subscribe button.